My solo episodes cannot always be sad, but it's a bit cathartic. So here we go. As always, we're gonna try to make it fun, but we'll see what happens. I know I always joke that Gen X and we've been through a lot, and honestly, I feel more like Gen exhausted. Not a bad idea for a podcast. I digress. All right, let's do this. Welcome back to Desperate Radio. I'm Hawes, and I am solo today. And I gotta be honest with you, I didn't even feel like recording this episode. I just didn't want to do it. Why? Because I've been feeling down. Everybody hits a wall sometimes. It doesn't matter if you're agile, accountant, Amazon driver, food truck salesperson. I don't care. Everybody hits a wall. There are times where you wake up in the morning, and sometimes it'll last more than a couple of days where you're like, I just don't want to do this today. I don't want to do this today. I want to stay in bed all day. I believe years ago, the phrase mental day, I'm taking a mental day, a mental health day, was created for days like this. And it's one of my favorite phrases. It's one of my favorite things, taking a mental day. I know it's a little hard to take a mental day today because it feels like you need a mental month or a mental 6 months. But, it's okay to have a mental day, a mental health day here and there. It's fine. Things are tough. Things are a little tight, right? There's no denying what's going on outside of the four walls that we all live in. There is no denying what happens outside of this podcast or outside of your work or anything like that. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It's feedback. When your body dips and your emotions dip, it's just something is off. And it's just time to reset and adapt. And like I said, honestly, I didn't feel like even waking up the last couple of days. If I can be a little bit more transparent, there's layoffs, there's furloughs, there are lots of stuff out there. And a lot of times people look at me for that comfort, that positive voice. And as much as I appreciate it, and I do look forward to giving people the positivity and the light at the end of the tunnel and the hope that they look for, I sometimes get dimmed a little bit. Sometimes I just need to refuel. And I've been down for the last couple of days. And thankfully, my wife, God bless her, she took notice and she talked to me and, she was patient with me. And I'm starting to get out of it. And I have to be honest, coming back and recording to post this, whether I have 2 listeners or 2 million listeners, it doesn't matter. I feel like it invigorates me and gives me the recharge that I'm looking for. And also it didn't hurt for me to kind of just take off, reflect a little bit, find ways to recharge and find my momentum again. Sometimes you just need an easy victory. And to me, a couple of came over the last few days. Um, First off, the Giants won on Sunday, so that was fun for me. I read a book. Well, I'm cheating. I listened to an audiobook. I just put on a book on tape and listened to it. And I listened to a really good book called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And it's a good book. I listened to it. It's inspiring. Sometimes reading books does get you out of it or listening to them. I've listened to that one. I've listened to Green Light by Matthew McConaughey, narrated by Matthew McConaughey. Very, very surprisingly good book. I really enjoyed it tremendously. Those are some of the ones I've listened to, and they're inspiring and get you going. Years ago, when I was working with a friend of mine, he told me about a book, and I'm not really into self help books or anything like that, at least at the time I wasn't. He told me about a book to read. He said, "You're going to just finish it in one weekend." And I did. And it's called The Four Agreements. I've read this book like three times. I actually kind of model my life after this book. What I really like about this book is that it basically boils down to four things: be impeccable with your word, don't take things too personally, or don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. So, as an empath, it's a little hard for me not to follow some of these guidelines. But when you read the book, it kind of gives you an idea of what do they mean by don't take things personally? What do they mean by always do your best? This is one of my favorite things that was in the book that I actually read. A shaman had somebody come up to them and say, "Hey, if I meditate for 8 hours a day, will I reach nirvana?" And I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to read you the full thing. You should read the book. It's a really good book. And the shaman said, "Well, that depends. If you feel like you've giving your best during those 8 hours, then you definitely will reach nirvana." Then the guy asks, "Well, if I come in the next day and I meditate for 16 hours or 20 hours, will I reach nirvana then?" And the shaman said, "Well, that really depends on you. What did you do in those 20 hours that you couldn't accomplish in the first 8 hours the day before? It's not about more, it's about the quality of the work that you give." I these words speak to me, and I feel like they've changed my life years ago, and I've been following some of them. And I read other books to kind of help me get my mind off things and get me back on track. Hey, when I was younger, I used to read comic books. And when I'm older now, sometimes I just look up at comic books and read them a little bit, just got a couple of pages just to get my mind off things. And, this is why I'm such a huge Superman fan. So, call me a nerd. I've watched the movies that are out right now. I watch the Marvel stuff and I enjoy it. I don't care about the whole canon, not canon, this and that. Yeah, it's just fun. Enjoy it. It's meant to be fun for you to take your mind off the seriousness that's happening around you. Another book that I started reading this week and that I thought was really helpful was Who Killed Agile? As an agile coach, I'm very interested in this book, but also as a friend of one of the authors, Mr. David Brazillo. It's a good read so far, so I enjoyed it. But that might be just kind of like the comic book thing. It might be just something that niche only to certain people. But it helps me. The book that I listened to recently was The Obstacle is the Way. And the author said, Ryan Holiday, "Hey, you should probably get this book right here, The Daily Stoic." And I thought to myself, oh, okay. There are 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. I said, okay, I'll get it. So I got it, and I'm actually about to open it for the first time today. And I'm going to read something off of it. So this is from the Daily Stoic. Today is October 1st, 2025. And it says, on October 1st, actually, interestingly enough, every month starts with a chapter or so. So October is about virtue and kindness. October 1st, let virtue shine bright. I'm probably going to mess up this a couple of times. Does the light of a lamp shine and keep its glow until its fuel is spent? Why shouldn't your truth, justice, and self-control shine until you are extinguished? Marcus Aurelius, Meditation 12:15. Seneca, repeating... I'm going to mess this up. Seneca, repeating Heraclitus? We may have to ask Google for this. Seneca, repeating Heraclitus, writes that we mortals are lighted and extinguished. The light of reason suffuses the universe. Whether the wick of your lamp is being lit for the first time after a long period of darkness, or even right before the proverbial big sleep, it makes no difference. Here's where you are right now. And it's as good a place as any to let virtue shine and continue to shine for as long as you exist. I don't know, maybe because I'm older and I'm generation exhausted is it's speaking to me. Whatever I just read, it's speaking to me. And it's telling me I'm meant to be here right now at this moment. I'm meant to do what I'm doing right now. I mean, some people might read it differently. I am as good as I'm going to be at this moment. This is the best version of me right now, and I might as well make the best of it. So make the best of it until you reach where you need to. Be patient. Things happen for a reason. You're going to get there. Just breathe through it. Now, what else can people do to get over the funk that they're in? That's where it is. It's a funk, you guys. Where I'm in a funk and I need to get out of it. So I actually checked with ChatGPT earlier and said, what other things do people do to get out of a funk? I mean, I showed you what I do. And it said things like wash a dish, send an email, fold a shirt, and any kind of momentum, that beats motivation. I have a few of mine. Go to the gym. I used to weigh 400 pounds a couple of years ago. I got on a weight loss shot and it helped me lose some weight. And I said, along the way, I want to start going to the gym. Now, I've worked with a couple of trainers before and I learned what to do. I have my own training app that helps me with what I need to do. But honestly, sometimes when I go to the gym, I just want to lift weights or punch a punching bag or whatever the case may be. And it feels good. Just, go to the gym, go for a walk. I've recently also got my motorcycle license, and I know one of the things that they say, always ride with a clear head. And I have to tell you, when I get on my motorcycle, I know everything in my head just kind of goes away because I know that I need to be engaged and I need to be 100% committed to making sure that I drive safely because I have a family to come back to. Even if it's just for 20 minutes, it feels real good. I'm clearly going through some midlife crisis here because I only started riding last year. I have a small bike that only has 400 cc's. If you know anything about motorcycles, you know that's a really, really slow bike, and it's only meant for you to ride around the streets in your city or your town, not to go on the freeway or the highway or long distance. That's what I do. Sometimes I read comic books. You can doom scroll through social media, but I get a feeling you're probably going to be a little bit more depressed and sad and down and funkier than you already are. So I would say just don't do that. Just try to stay off social media. As a matter of fact, there was one thing, and I know it's really hard to do, y'all. There was one thing that I did a few years ago when my daughter was first born. I guess that was a little while ago. I used to do this thing on a Friday afternoon. I would shut off my phone and I turn it back on again 24 hours later. It's sort of a reset. And it felt great. So, give yourself some slack. Things are tough. Life is tough. Sometimes you just need a little bit of reset. Give yourself some slack, but don't go deep into that slack. Also, give yourself some time off and say, this is like a cold. I need to get out of it. And just get out of it. Find things to get out of that funk. So, one thing that I actually do enjoy, this is where ChatGPT and I, or Frankie and I, agreed on, is put together a gratitude list. What are you grateful for? It's going to be hard. Try to shut down that voice in the back of your head that's telling you, no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Okay, just make a list. Grab a pen and paper and write down, what are some of the things that you are grateful for? Even if it's coffee, your dog, your kids. Sometimes it's a good thing for you to do is hug your kids, kiss your wife. Plan on making something like a meal with them that you've never made before. We never made tamales before. We're probably going to try that in the next couple of weeks. So we're buying the stuff now to make tamales. They're probably going to taste gross and they're probably going to be terrible and we're probably going to make a lot of mess, but we're going to build memories and we're going to have a lot of laughs and I'm sure it's going to get us out of that funk. Oh, music. Come on. You got to listen to some good music. I mean, Some people like to listen to classical music. Other people like to listen to oldies. I like to put some 90s hip hop and maybe some 90s grunge too. Maybe 2000s grunge, some Oasis, some, I know it's not grunge. Don't judge me. I'm a Gen X. I have a spectrum of music that I listen to. Maybe some Oasis, maybe some Pearl Jam, maybe some Metallica, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Tupac, DMX. I don't know. My spectrum is all over the place. Hey, sometimes I like to listen to Latin music, and I don't even speak Spanish, but I don't care. Like Celia Cruz or Buena Vista Social Club. I have a station that I listen to, Buena Vista Social Club, and it's just play some games, play some video games, whether with yourself or with your friends or your family. Call a friend. He's got to be somebody on your phone that you enjoy talking to. Text them, but call them better. Hey, haven't heard your voice in a while. How you doing? What's going on? Talk about the Giants, even if they're a Cowboys fan. It's okay. Their team is not that much better. You can both hate the Eagles. Talk about the playoffs, the MLB playoffs. Hey, Yankees are in postseason again. They're not doing so great right now, but hey, at least they're in the playoffs. But hey, at least they're not the Mets. So these are things that you can do, right? Try it. You'd be surprised. You're in a funk. Get out of it. It's okay for you to be down for a couple of days. Just get out of it. Find ways to get out of it. Basically, you can borrow energy when yours is low, and that's okay. You know why? Because one day you're going to give it back. So you can walk, you can stretch, play with your dog. Remember, burning out and that funk, it lives in your body, not just your mind. So you just shake it out. Just get it out. All right? Getting out of a funk isn't about one magic solution. It's small resets, little experiments. Just like Agile. It's iterative. I was feeling down on Sunday night, despite the Giants winning. But I was feeling down on Sunday night. And then it continued on to Monday. And then it continued on to yesterday. It continued till today. But I said to myself, I'm going to record. I'm going to do something. So if you think you're a funk right now, don't beat yourself up. Take a breather. Pick one thing, not everything. Make a list of things you want to try and just pick one thing and try it. And you'll adapt. And even if you fail at it, if you make bad tamales or if you go ride your bike and fall, it's okay. Come back. I hope this helped. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you taking me out of my funk by just talking about my funk. If you're in the funk, you're not alone. Keep going. And if you want to talk about it, message us below. Send me a message at hawes@desperateradio.com. I will answer you. I want to hear from you. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. What's on your mind? Thank you for listening to me. And I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. And I hope to see you next time. This is Hawes, and this is Desperate Radio. And the 4 agreements basically talk about be impeccable with your word, always do your best, always be respectful, and I know I'm going to forget the last one. How do you say, or how do you pronounce Heraclitus? Heraclitus?
The standard English pronunciation is Heru, K-L-Y-T-U-H-S, with the stress on the third syllable, K-L-Y.
That didn't really answer my question. Well, that didn't work. Why don't we ask Frankie? Hey there, Frankie. How you doing?
Hey there. I'm doing well. Ready to dive in and help out. Let's keep it straightforward and have some fun along the way.
Always the conversationalist. I'm reading the October 1st page of the Daily Stoic, Let Virtue Shine Bright. It says Seneca repeating, and I can't pronounce the name after that, Heraclitus?
You got it. It's pronounced Heraclitus. So just think of it like Heraclitus. And hey, letting virtue shine bright is a pretty solid way to spend an October day, if you ask me.
Success.